I did not really like announce this live or anything like that, but I just wanted to hop on here really quick. Sorry the sun is like blaring in my eye. Um, but if you don't know, my family and I, we observe the Sabbath, and we observe the Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. And I am out right now getting the last bit of things that we need for the Sabbath. Um, just because today, Friday, is typically what we call like our prep day. And prep day just essentially means that we use this time to get all that we're going to need for the Sabbath so that when the Sabbath does come, we're not out trying to buy, trying to shop, trying to do all of the things, right? If you can kind of, I'm going to turn this car off. I just realized the car's still on. But if you can kind of compare it to like if you are about to get ready to go on vacation, right? If you're going on vacation, then prior to you going on vacation, there's usually a period where you are preparing your home, you are making sure all your work is done. If you are in school, you're making sure all of your schoolwork is done so that when you go on vacation, you can really just enjoy your vacation, right? Your mind is clear, and you're just fully present in that time with yourself, with your family, or whomever, and you're just able to enjoy yourself. So, when it comes to the Sabbath, and when it comes to what we call prep day, which is typically like Friday earlier in the day, if you are a mom of littles and you have more than one little, then for some of us, our prep day starts much earlier than Friday. Okay. I need more than a few hours to prepare because I have three children that I'm trying to keep up with. And, yeah, so for some of us, our prep day starts much earlier than Friday, but typically with the Sabbath, prep day is on Friday, and we go into the Sabbath at sundown. So once sundown hits, then the idea of the Sabbath is really for you to rest, right? And a lot of people, when we talk about the Sabbath, hey y'all, drop something in the chat and just say hey. This isn't going to be a long live, but I'm just out getting our last minute stuff for the Sabbath, and I wanted to hop on here real quick. But when it comes to the Sabbath, a lot of people they see it as something that is like really burdensome. They see it as something they don't see like the love of the Father in it. They don't see the beauty of it. They don't see the benefit of it. And y'all, I say this all the time, but when we look at where we are in society today, we see that burnout rates are through the roof, depression is through the roof, anxiety is through the roof. Just all of the things are through the roof because we are a society that is very overwhelmed. Um, we are overwhelmed. We are overburdened. We are carrying so much, y'all, so much that it's almost as though like the Father was like, you know what? I already know. Right? Like, I already know the pressures that are to come. I already know the burdens that are to come. I already know the stress that is to come. And because I love you enough, right? Let me create this day for you, and I'm creating this day for you, not because I'm some mean God and I'm like, you need to stop doing everything that you do Monday through Friday or Sunday through Friday, and you need to sit still and do nothing, right? Like, no, I'm such a loving Father that I understand the demands of life. I understand that, right? Because I lived it, right? Like Christ lived it. He walked the very walk that we are walking right now. If you're on the live, just pop in the chat and just let me know that you can hear me and everything sounds clear, because I literally am like in the parking lot of Dollar General um doing this live. But it's as though the Father was like, man, like I love you enough to understand the burden of life because I lived it, right? Christ lived it. And because I understand it and I understand how heavy it is, I understand the weight of it. Let me designate this day for you and say, hey, on this day, don't do anything. Like, don't work, right? Don't work. Thank you so much, Joy. Don't work. And the reason I don't want you to work is not because I'm mean, not because I'm hateful, not because I want you to miss out on all of the fun things to do. I want you not to work because I want you to rest. I love you enough to say, you know what, Samantha, slow down today. Just slow down and rest. Be present with your family, be present with yourself. Some of us are going, that we're not even present with ourselves. Right. And so we're constantly trying to show up on our jobs. We're showing up in our homes, in our marriage. You know, we're showing up for our children. We're showing up in school. We're showing up in our community. And we haven't even showed up for ourselves. Right. We have not even showed up for ourselves. So It's like the Father was like, look, on this day, just slow down. Slow down, be present with yourself, be present with me, like be present with the Father, right? Be present with your family, be present in your community, and just rest, y'all. Like there is like there's benefit in resting, right? There's benefit. And it's so interesting because nowadays everyone is screaming mental health day, mental health day, mental health day. But I'm so interested to know, like, would we even need a mental health day had we just like tuned into what the Father had already created for us, which was the Sabbath? Right? Like, would we even need a mental health day had we been resting from the beginning? Because the honest truth is that a lot of us are very reactive. We're reactive, right? I'm burned out, so now I'm gonna rest. I'm stressed out, so now I'm gonna rest. I am sick, so now I'm gonna eat healthy, right? Let's get to the place, y'all, where we love ourselves enough not to be reactive, right? To be proactive, to say, you know what? I don't need to be sick and in the hospital for me to eat healthy. I don't need to be burnt out and dug into the ground for me to rest, right? Um, Thank you so much. Like I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to be reactive, right? Because the Father is so good that He's laid out a roadmap for us. He's laid out a roadmap for us. And we don't have to wait until we are again burnt out in the mud for us to please for us to finally rest, right? And so again, like the Father is proactive. He already knows. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to create this day for you, and on this day I just want you to rest. I want you to slow down. Love me enough to just sit with me. Love yourself enough to slow down and sit with yourself and be with your family. And so again, when it comes to the Sabbath, it's not this burdensome, I want you to miss out on life, I'm this mean God type of thing. It's I love you. I love you and I know the burdens of life. I walked this life. I did it. And because I did it, I understand the need for you to slow down. I understand. And the reason I believe that the Father had to command it is because the honest truth, y'all, is I think the Bible says that what does it say? I'm paraphrasing, but like essentially like where there is no law, lawlessness abounds. So it's like, you know what? Let me command this. Because if I don't command it, you ain't gonna do it. It's kind of like with donations, right? When you say like, oh, donate or you can give if you want to, 9 times out of 10, people ain't gonna do it. But the moment you say that this X, Y, and Z is $20, they have to give the $20 or they're going to do it, right? Because there's some type of command or stipulation on it. And so I believe that he gave that stipulation because it's like, you know what? If I say, oh, work 6 days a week and on the seventh day you can work, then we're not going to work. I mean, we're not going to rest. If he said work 6 days out of the week and on the seventh day you can rest, we're not going to rest. We're not going to rest. So I feel like he was like, you know what? Let me not even ask you. It's kind of like with my kids. Sometimes, like, especially the youngest one, he's potty trained or whatever. And sometimes we'll be like, Levi, do you need to use the bathroom? And he'll be like, no. And 10 minutes after we done asked him if he needed to use the bathroom, he'll be like, I got a potty. And we'll be like, we just asked you. And so we got to the point now where we don't ask him, do you need a potty? We say, Levi, go potty. And he'd be like, but I don't have, I don't want to hear it. Just go potty. Because I know as a mother, if I give you the option to tell me if you need to potty, you're going to say no. And 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, you're going to need to use the bathroom. So let me just cut to the chase. Instead of asking you or giving you the option, let me command you as your mother because I understand. I'm your parent. I know what is best for you. I know better than you. And it's the same thing with the Father. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to ask you to take a day of rest. I'm going to tell you to take a day of rest because I'm your Father and because I love you and because I understand that you need that rest. I'm not even going to ask. I'm going to tell you, Samantha, take a day of rest. Take a day of rest. And so when it comes to our day of rest, like I said, we observe Sabbath from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. So I just finished grabbing some stuff from the store. I typically like to make sure like we have snacks. Our Sabbaths are fun. I can't speak for everybody else. We have a good time. We usually like we lock in. We lock in. I try to like delete my social media apps on the Sabbath. We really try to like our schedules are clear. We are locked into our children, to each other. We try to get into the word together. uh typically our ministry, or my husband and I are on a sabbatical in our ministry. We have a virtual ministry that is Torah observant, and that also keeps the Sabbath and stuff like that. So it's a community of other believers who also keep Torah or who keep the Sabbath, and just need like a safe space to learn more about what Torah is, what the laws of God are, how do we live out the laws of God while still being in Christ, right? And understanding grace, understanding balance. So if that's you and you're a person that's looking for that type of community, let me know. But we're on a sabbatical right now, so we haven't been meeting, but typically we would meet on Friday nights, and we would have some time of worship and time in the word, and just time to like just chill with the community and have a good time. And it's virtual, so you can tune in from anywhere. But we are on a sabbatical right now, and so right now we just been chilling. We have been chilling. Like I said, we'll get into the word. I typically try to make sure that anything that we're going to eat on the Sabbath is prepared beforehand, so that I'm not in the kitchen trying to cook. And of course I have children, right? So it's not like I just can sit there all day and do nothing at all. Like, I'm a mom. That's not going to happen, right? But as much as I can, as much as I can get done ahead of time, so that when the Sabbath comes, I'm resting. I'm resting. I'm not trying to cook. I'm not trying to clean. So I try to make sure that the house is clean. I try to make sure that we have some foods that are just easy. Like we're able to eat on the Sabbath. We don't have to, like, I don't have to get in the kitchen to prepare it. It's already prepared, type of thing. And I make sure we have our snacks. My children, they love the Prince of Egypt. So we watch the Prince of Egypt every Sabbath. Literally, they know it by heart at this point. We know it. My husband and I be like, like, we know the movie now. So, it's really just fun, and it's a time to disconnect. It's a time to be present again with the Father, with myself. I try to journal and just sit with myself on the Sabbath. And it's something that, we just try to be in tune with each other. And so I just really want to encourage you guys, especially my ladies. I don't know if guys are watching this, but especially like my sisters. And if you are a wife, if you are a mother, take the Sabbath for yourself. Like, take it. Take it. Like, it's there for you. It's kind of like somebody saying, like, here's $20, right? And you're like, oh, I don't want it. I don't need it. And it's like, no, take the blessing. The Sabbath is a blessing. The Bible says that the Sabbath was made for man and not man for the Sabbath. So it is here literally for us. Like, it is for us. It is to benefit us. And so utilize it. Utilize it. And so if you guys are interested in knowing more about like what the Sabbath entails, and I feel like I don't think I've ever done like a vlog of our Sabbath, but maybe I'll try to like lightly vlog it one day and just upload that so you guys can see. On our family channel, we will sometimes go live over there if my husband wants to teach a lesson to us, or if he's teaching a lesson to our children. I'll link our family channel in the description, but we'll go live over there sometimes. And then sometimes if he and I are doing like a study together, we've been going through the law together recently, and paralleling like the law and the New Testament, and just, coming to an understanding of like how does that apply today, right? Like, how does the law of God or the laws of God apply today? Like, what does that look like in today's society? So that's something that we've been doing recently. He's been teaching, and I've been just learning and just growing. And so again, I just wanted to hop on here and just really encourage you guys to rest. Whatever phase of life you are in, whatever season of life you are in, it is so important to rest. It's important enough that the Most High said, like, I'm creating this day of rest for you. On the seventh day, you are commanded to rest. Like, that's how important it is. That's how important it is. And it's funny because we'll go to the doctor and we'll be stressed out and burnt out. And the doctor's like, you know what? You need to take a day off. And we're like, you know what, doctor? You are so correct. I this is the first time I'm ever hearing this information. You're right. I need to rest. And I feel like the Most High be looking like, you ever tell somebody something and they don't listen to you, and then somebody else tells them, and you just be sitting there looking at them, and they just act like it's new information. It's a new revelation. They've never been told what you just told them 5 minutes ago or a week ago, right? And I feel like the doctor be like, you need to rest. You need to take a day off. And we're like, you know what? You're right. I've never been told that before. Thank you, doctor. And I feel like the Father be looking at us like, are you serious? Cause I know I commanded you to rest. I've been told you to rest, right? And so again, y'all, I don't wanna rap forever, but rest. Take some time, disconnect, and rest. And people know, like, we are at the place, people know in our lives that we observe the Sabbath. So y'all got something going on, y'all probably ain't gonna see us. If it's around sundown, we will show face. If it's fellowship, like, we go to fellowship, right? you know, that's just us. Like, we will go to fellowship. We don't go out like to restaurants and spending money and stuff like that. But if it's like somebody invites us over to fellowship on the Sabbath, we definitely will. Or we've had people come over. We've had Sabbath gatherings in our home. We haven't done that in a while, but yeah, we have a good time. And so again, y'all rest, get your rest, ladies. Tune in with yourself, with your family, and yeah, I pray you guys have a good Sabbath. We are about to have a good Sabbath. I'm about to go home and just be with my family. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and I will see you guys later. Bye.